Today we're working on 2004 Yamaha Rhino. This is a 660 and we're doing a few things on it. The main complaint is that when they'd rump on the gas, it'd just make a bunch of noise and it wouldn't move or wouldn't motate unless it was in four-wheel drive. So the way these work is there's a little collar. So this is a little rubber bump stop. It's really hard. It's not rubbery and cushioned anymore. And then this is just really rounded. You can see that it's not square on the edges as it should be. And when you put it with the interface here, they call this a boss. So when you put it to the boss says you're fired because it just spins. Just totally worn out. So this was really red and dusty and just shot when I pulled it out of there. Anyway, that's the main complaint. And then while we're in here, there's a bunch of other things that you might want to check on your machine if you're curious, if you have one of these. One of which is that the CV boots are really cracked. They're on the verge of failing. These things are $350 from the dealership, but you can get the kits for each of the boots for about $20, $25 for each of the ends. So we're going to be doing the CV axle rebuild on this. That comes with clamps and grease and everything. On the exhaust, there's a whole bunch of problems. You can see that it's cracked going in behind this little bracing. And the guts of the silencer or the muffler outlet are all a mess. This pipe is also cracked. You can see those. It's kind of fun how it does a black line to help you to see it. But it's cracked almost all the way around this one. The only thing holding it together is that bracket there. This is about $250. This one here is about $150. It adds up. That CV axle's been replaced, so we're not worried about it. And then this crossbar here, it's also cracked. So we're going to need to do something with that. You can see where it's cracked and deformed on the other side. So that'll be welded before everything goes back together. For getting parts here, it's going to take 8 to 15 days, a week or two. I'm just going to throw it back together for now and just get it off the lift. It's tricky getting this apart, specifically the exhaust and the differential. So to get the differential out, you got to get the CV axles out. To get the CV axles, you can pry the one out on the left side, driver's side, by going across one of the bolts and then prying against the side of it here. You can see there's a collar here, so you can pry that. Look how fat they are, they're huge. But the problem is, on the other side, there's nothing to pry by. If you pry on this part here, it's just going to make a mess. It's just going to bend it, and there's nothing to grab onto the whole rest of the way. So what I do, you can see all the way through it. So if you can get one axle out from one side, you can get the other axle out from the other side. So I just take a big drift through the side and just pop it through. And that way you don't have to worry. So what you're popping or hitting or pulling is this little circlip here. This little clip here holds it in place. If you look inside, you can see it goes past the edge there and holds. To get the boss off of the pinion, you don't have to take this all the way apart. You can leave it the way it is. In fact, it's probably recommended that you do. I pulled it off just to see if there's any other damage down the line of it. So you just pull out this nut here. This one's a 19 millimeter, and it'll come off. See, this is a pinion gear, and then that's the ring gear in the differential. You got support bearings and everything. So this uses a synthetic oil that does a phenomenal job. It does just awesome. And pulling this off, you just got to make sure that you get everything off of it. Drain it beforehand, and you can probably even save that fluid. One reason it's best to not mess with this is that it's got shims in it, and they're a very specific thickness, and that thickness causes your pinion gear to have the proper amount of lash or the proper amount of distance in the gear mesh. So if you're further out, you're going to have more. If you're too tight, it's just going to chew up the gear and make a mess. These are really important to have be the correct thickness, and you can order them. They're like $4 each, but you just have to be really careful you don't crush them or mess them up or something, because they're, like I say, they're a really precise fit. So when you go to pull this out, you have to pull the CV axles out. You pull out the cross bolt, and then you basically pull it back, get this to clear, and then you just tip the front down and just right down in there. Of course, you have to take off the brake caliper. Just because you can doesn't mean you should, but in this case, machining this brake rotor seems to be the thing to do. It's working pretty good. The surface was just all cankered and nasty and looked like it had a lot of heat scarring and dirt inclusion, and it was warm. So we're just taking just a little bit off, and it seems like if you do this side alone and don't try to do them at the same time, that gives you the best result. It's kind of interesting because you get these little curly cues instead of just the normal shavings like a normal car rotor. It may surprise you to find that doing it on a fast setting makes a bird nest. You can see this side turned out pretty good. There's a little chatter mark to the outside. That's to be expected when you're doing one side at a time. I didn't get quite the outside, but I think the brake pad's going to clear that too. You can see how nasty it was where it didn't machine. And you can see how awesome and pretty it is now. It's not quite like a CD, but it machines really, really nicely. As for the cracks in the exhaust, these are just garbage now, but I had to at least try and see what would happen if I did weld them. And the end result is it turned out awesome. I really regret buying the new ones. These will probably crack around where the welds are. They won't last as long as the new ones, but I mean, it's the same thing that they're doing. See this one I did. See, but that goes all the way around, and then the bracket too. I think it turned out pretty good. Got a plate here from Matt Bass, or Matt Bass. I'm saying Bass. It's probably Bass. He'll let me know if I'm right or not, right, Matt? And he's from St. John, Washington. That's slick. Collector vehicle down the side, Evergreen State. And another one that says Evergreen State. That's cool. It's cool how different states do that sort of thing. So we got the collector vehicle here, and we got the hobby antique vehicle here. I think that means the same thing, but different states have different ways of doing it. That's what makes having different states fun. You know, the uniqueness, the variety. Brian, I thought I would send you a couple of Washington plates. Been watching your channel for a couple of years now, and figure it's the least I could do. Thank you. The collector plate was on my 1972 Chevy K20, so that's a four-wheel drive, 3/4 ton, I think. When I purchased it a few years ago, I'm in the middle of a frame-off restoration that I'm hoping to be done with by the end of July. They're never done, but at least it will be on the road again. The second plate, I believe, is off my 1972 C30 ramp truck. If you can't tell, I really like the 71-72 stats. So that'd be a two-wheel drive 1-ton, I think. Chevrolet pickups. Enjoy the plates and keep doing what you do. Will do. Matt Bass, Nitro Sport 5 on YouTube. Got one from Neville, S. Isabella. I don't know how that works out. But let's check them out. This is, I don't know if this is a newer or the older one. Is that the Old Man of the Mountain? I think it is. Say in West Virginia they've got one like that, sort of. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe the people in New Hampshire will feel bad. It says, "Hey Brian, I've been following your channel for several years now. Thank you very much. You've taught me so much and saved me hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Hopefully it makes you some money someday too. That'd be cool. It's work for me. Keeping alive a couple of old Subaru Outbacks." Yeah, Subaru guy. "Happy to add to your collection. Bill from the Live Free or Die state." Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Bill. Next up, Brent Williamson. And again, that's from El Dorado, Arkansas. It's got the Razorback on it. Yeah. UA, University of Arkansas. If you've ever been to Arkansas, or if you've ever lived in Arkansas, everybody, it seems like, is a Razorback fan. What happens if pigs run wild? They get hairy, and when they get really, really big and old, they call them Razorbacks. They just, their back gets all high. They look like that. So, and they're mean. They're ornery suckers. So, people in Texas know about them too. And the letter, it says, "Brian, I have enjoyed your YouTube channel. Please keep them coming." Will do. You have saved me, I'm sure, several $100s with your BMW videos, as well as your small engine stuff. So I kind of cover everything. Subaru, BMW, small engines. Enclosed, you will find a University of Arkansas plate that was on a 2010 Dodge Ram 1500. Awesome. This was one of my fastest vehicles I've owned, including the BMW mentioned above. I wonder if that was one of those little two-wheel drive hopped up, you know, big engine ones. I have also enjoyed seeing the different license plates from across the nation. If you were to get a plate from Arkansas, I wanted it to be one of our Razorbacks. I love it. And say I used to live just outside of Rogers, Arkansas, Fayetteville area on Beaver Reservoir. So that's awesome. That's a familiar, friendly, fun sight to see. Thank you very much. So anyway, thank you, Brett, and thank you, Bill, and thank you, Matt. Did I mention Bill's from Londonderry, New Hampshire? Not sure if I did, so shout out to Bill in Londonderry, New Hampshire. And I think Neville's the last name. I know right where Arkansas is. Williamson. And then I've got Bill Neville here. and Matt Bass, of course, here in Washington. I started my license plate collection when I was working at the dealership, and I started getting some from family members and from my own travels. And those 12 were added to by another 12 in the first couple of weeks. And then now I'm only missing 12. So the ones that we're still missing, the ones still to go are Louisiana, Oregon, Wyoming, Mississippi, Kentucky, Vermont, Maine, Delaware, Rhode Island, Kansas, Iowa, and Connecticut. Plates have been coming into Brian's Mobile 1, P.O. Box 282, Cedar Valley, Utah, 840, Lucky 13.
Bonus footage at the end.
What can I do to get the money? We ain't got